Slurped it up, my G's. Hope you guys are doing well. So here's a little tip today about mono compatibility and having your low end in mono. Or I'm basically here to ex, just debunk this whole myth, this like over obsession with mono compatibility. It's really an obsession. Okay, so someone left a comment. Thank you, Matt West. Said, "See, your first layer is in stereo. I usually do that, then check the sub sounds are in mono with the multimeter. I think it is, if I'm doing correctly. Be good to see a video about that." See, no, all you got to do is put a mid-side EQ on, and that's it. On your bass group, just go like that, side only. Take the sides out, around about 80 or 100 or something like that. So if you've got a bass that's got any stereo in, like if your sub's got any stereo in, you put your mid-side on, and you get rid of it, and that's it, and you're done. That's all you got to do with mono compatibility. With that's it. There's nothing more to it than that, So basically, what this whole thing comes from, something that I used to do as well, and it can be useful when you're just beginning production and you're not sure how things translate to mono. It can be useful sometimes to do click the mono button and hear what's happening in when it's just in mono. But you shouldn't really be doing that anymore when you're like an intermediate or advanced producer or getting better. Like, I never check the mono compatibility. I just don't do it because you're making a stereo track, you're not making a mono track. You should be able to distinguish what the mono part of the sound is while listening in a stereo context. Like you should have trained your ears, or you can train your ears to that point where you can feel like what sounds are like pushing down the middle and how powerful they are, and which sounds are like on the side as well. And if you're constantly like checking in mono, then you're not really going to be able to develop that skill either, So when we're making drum and bass and electronic music, we're making stereo tracks, yeah? We're not making mono tracks, okay? We're making stereo tracks which have mono and stereo information in, But that mono power that you hear, you can hear that in the stereo context. You don't have to like check it in mono always, I used to do this when I was just starting, and it kind of got me used to the idea of what's going on if it's in mono, but I haven't done that for years, and there's no point in doing it really, because like I said, you should be able to hear, you should hear the full stereo image, and you should know like how much power is down the middle and how much is on the sides. Like if a sound has not enough mono power, it will sound really wide and really weak, and you should be able to like tell that. You shouldn't like need to go and do the mono check to figure that out. You should, like, when you listen to a track, you can hear whether the sounds are like right in the middle or on the side, and you should be able to like detect it from just listening always in the stereo context. So you don't need to like do those checks, in my opinion. It's kind of a waste of time, I might get some pushback on that, but it's just kind of the truth from my perspective. Also, yeah, as I mentioned, like if you group up your main sounds, like you do your final groups, like your drum group, your bass group, your lead group, your FX group, whatever, you put a mid-side EQ on all of them, and that'll take out any stereo in the low end, and hey presto, it's going to be only mono in the low end now, So obviously this only really is applicable to that, the sounds which have those like sub 80 hertz frequencies, like the kick and the sub, So that's only really where it's applicable anyway. So in those areas, you just do your mid-side EQ and you're done. You don't have to worry about it, And then if you've got an issue with your volume, then you know that you've over stereoed it, haven't you? If you do that and suddenly it's all gone, then obviously you know that your whole sub was just in stereo. So you'll find that out, Maybe like once you've done that, you might have lost a little bit of volume because it was sort of like mostly mono, but it had a fair bit of stereo that was adding to it as well. Then you just compensate and you turn the volume up. That's as simple as that, really. So you don't really have to go any further than that. So my advice is just to really keep things simple when it comes to mono compatibility at your mono low end. Number one, mid-side EQ all your groups, take it all out, 80 hertz and below, something like that. You know, just do that and you're done. You've monoed it already. It's fine. And with a mono compatibility check, it really you should really be able to tell when you're listening in stereo how much mono power there is in a sound or how much is lacking, how wide and washy a sound has become, and you should be able to tell that in the stereo context. So these kind of mono compatibility checks, looking at multimeter or whatever, you can do that like if you're just sort of training your ears. And I'll occasionally check on the stereo analyzer to see if how wide a sound has become and maybe make it more narrow. But in the grand scheme of things, really, you should be able to hear, as I said, like how mono a sound is while you're listening in stereo. You don't have to ever go away from just listening in stereo always, you know, and just mid-side EQ the low end, and you're going to take out any stereo that doesn't need to be there, you know. So that's it basically. That is a very simple video for today. Hopefully it'll save you years of frustration like it did me, because I used to go around in these kind of loops for ages, you know, and I realized that it was actually really simple. Mid-side EQ your stereo out of your sub bass, and just listen in context in the stereo mix, and then you're good to go. All right, so nice and cheeky, nice and easy one for you guys today. Thanks a lot for all the love on the channel. Make sure you guys leave a comment and a like down below and all that, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one, yeah? Check out the links down below as well. I've got preset packs for Vital, Serum, Phase Plant and Current. I've got one-on-one lessons available as well. Come and book in a session on my calendar. Send me an email if you want any mastering work done. And also come along and join us on Patreon. Take part in our next feedback live stream. Jump in the Discord and all that good stuff. Grab some free downloads on the Patreon for free as well if you want to just join as a free member. All right, thank you very much. That's it from me today. More from me very soon. Much love.